you're one sort of ACL away from retirement effectively. So it's important for athletes and their agents to be aware that, you're going to be an athlete for a finite period of time, and we need to make sure that there is a plan in place from the outset as to what we're going to do, how we're going to capitalize on the use of this identity throughout your playing career, but also once it is time to hang up the boots or whatever you want to do, there should be a seamless transition. And again, in the larger sports, you're seeing the setup through for rugby league or the RLPA. They're doing a really good job at the moment with transitioning athletes into retirement. But that conversation doesn't take place at retirement. It takes place well prior, so that athletes are thinking about it. And then when it is time to hang up the boots, they already know what they're doing, or they're already doing it. And some athletes already have their businesses they're running. So it is sort of a seamless transition. What you don't want to have is have that conversation in the back end or after you've acquired an injury, and then you're trying to figure out what you're doing, and whilst also dealing with what most athletes do, which is an identity crisis. So that's really important.
Yeah, it was another thing that came up a few weeks ago in a conversation, someone that had started a business 5 years ago. They're still playing now, but because it gives you sort of, I guess, risk-free in a way to try things. You've got your salary through sport, and even though you have to have, especially at the top level in sport, you have to have such focus on your sport to perform at that level. But as you say, you potentially one injury away from it being over, or, a bad contract or a bad agent, whatever it may be. So it is important to keep that. And I think it also helps take your mind off, the day-to-day training, performing. You do also need something else. And if you can think about, just putting plans in place, not for retirement, but for sports retirement to then catapult you into something new. Because as you say, it can be an identity crisis. A lot of people struggle with that transition from finishing playing whatever sport they're doing to what do we do next?
No, absolutely. And I mean, for professional athletes, there is usually a fair bit of downtime for them. So it'd be great if nothing else, and this is sort of veering away from strictly legal advice, but if they're focusing on, running their own business as opposed to, sitting around, there's a lot of obviously issues with gambling and things like that with professional athletes who do have a lot of time and obviously a lot of money as well. But that's where obviously, again, agents and the governing bodies come in to try and provide support and provide the education. And that's sort of my role as well